Tamara Patience, and I am joined by Emmanuel Bosire, who will help us digest 1 to 3 things or analyze 1 to 3 things that are happening in our nation. Now, of course, when you talk about politics, when you talk about governance, we never fail to ask the question, who did what, where, when, why, how. Na kama kawaida, how much money is used, how much money will be used, how much more or less is the taxpayer going to incur. Karibu sana to the KNA political table. Now, starting us off is something really interesting. Now, we know for the longest time in the fight against corruption, in the fight against embezzlement of funds, in the fight against cartels in Kenya, the president used the phrase signaling what he's actually going to be using, or the means that is going to be using to get rid of corruption, to get rid of cartels. That is the mambo ni matatu. Of course, alisema mambo ni matatu. Either Emmanuel, if you can remind me, ya kwanza ilikuwa either ufanye nini, uende jela. Ya pili,
no, I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to participate in that signature talk.
Anyway, before najua labda wewe umeanza kuingia. Anyway, so now you might face time, or you might be charged for using this phrase recklessly, because according to the president's lawyer, you can no longer use the phrase mambo ni matatu together with the 3-finger hand signal for commercial use, that is without consent from Ruto himself. Ndio trademark. Before even get further, najua Emmanuel unaogopa kutumia the phrase, but right now you're not using it for commercial use together with the 3-hand signs. Hakuna mtu anafanya 3-hand signs.
Don't entice me.
Squingizi box.
Now, for sure, the 3 words had a insecurity feature.
No.
And they've been used irrelevantly as to what the president meant.
Uh-huh.
So when he's saying that we need to, that's one way the government has been advised about the speeches that you make. And now that we live in Kenya, where anything can happen out of your speech, it's one way to control that conversation.
No.
In other words, instead they come out openly and say that it was my fault. The president cannot do that. But instead, he can do that indirectly. And to do that indirectly is by bringing up a fine and other commercial things. So first, we know that the 3 words have been used irrelevantly by the president himself. When he spoke the words,
no.
I remember it was on Western when they had their meetings there.
No.
So maybe it was a tongue tribe. Maybe he never anticipated what would come out.
No.
Now that there's a human rights have come up, the criticism which is negative to him. So to clean up that mess, you've come with another way. So when you're telling us the president's lawyer, so they must have told him the dangers of continuing using the 3 words. So that's why you've seen it being brought up. And to you, our followers, don't use them.
Don't misuse.
Don't use them
for commercial use.
Don't that term there is only for, but the meaning is they should not be used actually.
But when you umesema people misconstrued the term, because I'm like, immediately the phrase came out, we saw supermarkets, we saw brands, we saw any big companies use the phrase to promote their product. So now you have to pay to actually use the word.
Those are current trends. And for sure, if we speak now, the mambo matatu, even it's almost fading away.
No.
People are coming up with something different. So for business entities, they are always very creative. They move with what's happening in the air at the moment as we speak. So when they've been speaking and the government has just come to realize that the words are even marketing more other things. Now when they want to bring the monetary value to the 3 words, they will even kill it. You will not hear it. So first, people will not be using it in their video clips all over without fear that maybe the DCI and others will be. So a few will be cautioned, they'll be taken to court and maybe fined to act as an example to many. Something that someone caused. So it's the president, the one who started it.
No.
So that's why we say that the presidency, if you understand the presidency first, you will be a good president. But if you don't understand the presidency, you'll find difficulties in your first term as a president. That's why you are a figure of national unity. So the three words, they seem to be a threat to the three national to the Kenyan national unity.
Yeah.
So you should not. Okay, I'm answered.
Misawa, you are about to complicate matters. Anyway, moving on. So obviously, once again, you have been cautioned against misusing or using the three words phrase by the president, that is William Ruto, without consent. That is if you're using it for commercial use alongside or together with three-hand signal, or yeah, three-hand human signal. Now, just 1 week after the president's cabinet reshuffle, we have seen Moses Kuria, who was the former trade CS, hand over office, that is the Ministry of Trade, Investment and Industry, to the current docket holder, that is the CS Rebecca Miano. And while doing this, Kuriam expressed his confidence in Rebecca actually handling this particular docket. Na hapo katikati pia akajipongeza kwa sababu ya the kind of work or the work that he has done as the trade CS for the past 11 months in office. Of course, on the other side, we've also seen that is Alfred Mutua officially receive the Tourism and Wildlife Office docket handed to him. And of course, we have seen, or we are seeing progress. And the president, that is, while he was doing the cabinet reshuffle, clearly stated that this was all in a bid or aimed at ensuring that service delivery is actually accurate, as well as get to the common mwananchi or Kenya as a whole as one. Now, unajua, it's not every day that you see someone getting office or being removed from his office and actually expressing 100% confidence in someone who is taking over from office. Now, okay, of course, we'd say that is bold of Moses Kuria. Na pia tumesikia remarks zake huku nje from time to time since the announcement ya him being removed from not being removed, but him being withdrawn from the trade and investment docket. Now, does his statements actually seem genuine? And do you think that, first of all, if you can go back to it, is Miano going to deliver as much as Moses Kuria has done in the past 11 months?
She must deliver. I'm saying this because who delivers is the government. And the government is headed by William Ruto at the moment.
No.
So in as much Ruto is doing two things, politicking, that's delivering the state, and even governance. So he's the head of the whole executive. So they must always be telling him what should be happening. And they will always be working together. So now that she's new to the cabinet secretary seat of trade, investment and business, does not mean that she will not be able to deliver. Because the main people actually who are delivering, it is not the cabinet secretary.
Yeah, definitely.
There are other people who are working under you. Now this is the CIS, where they come in, they were the experts in the industry. So you is only to be, let me say, just a leader. You're just there to maybe give directions. But you are giving direction depending on the report you're getting from different experts in the field.
No.
So that's why you see them being reshuffled. And that's why you see them others being removed and being replaced by others. So it's not, the problem is, if you find the career and profession of let's say Moses Kuria, had a profession in business. Now he has been moved to public delivery and management. So when you being exchanged to the other side, does not mean that you are not able to deliver. And that's why we thought actually the current 2010 constitution regarding the qualifications for one to become a cabinet minister, secretary, one should be working, have that career or profession in that profession.
Field, yeah.
Something that you've not found it easy. Because now in politics, actually, it's not even a profession. So no one lied to you that politics is a profession. Politics is not a profession.
No.
So that's why you find a teacher resigning from becoming a teacher, goes to become a politician, a lawyer, a engineer. So here, when you meet, you are able to deliver. That's why I'm much confident to say that anyone can deliver. Depending with the positivity you have and the relationship between you and the president. Because the moment you fail to deliver, the government has not delivered to the people.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
And we are seeing, when it comes to matters international relations, of course, we've seen the president visit different states from time to time. We have also seen the new minister or CS of foreign affairs also make a couple of visits outside the country, and we have also hosted many dignitaries from all over the world, all in aim or all in the move to build international relations. Now, from the 31st of October 2023 to the 3rd of November this year, we are going to see the royal family comprising of King Charles III and his wife Queen Camilla, who will be making a 4-day state visit to Kenya. That is from the 31st of October. And of course, the itinerary is long and wide. Wanasema the president made a request for them to come, and they've adhered to the request, and now they are coming to Kenya, of course. And as Kenya mark the 60th year after independence, or after freedom, of course, from our colonizers, who are the British. Now, of course, we know Britain benefits a lot, as well as Kenya benefits a lot from Britain. And we know for King Charles, for example, this is not his first time visiting Kenya, and Kenya is not new to the royal family per se, because they've made a couple of state visits here, including the Queen knowing her fate, or knowing the announcement happening when she was in Kenya. And you know, anytime we see such a big sport or a big person coming to Kenya, we know there's change, or we are looking forward to change. We saw the same with Joe Biden. Are there some things that you think we might see different, probably in the agricultural sector, probably in the investment sector, probably when it comes to finances, when the state visit happens, that is from the British royal family?
You know, Waswahili wasema kwamba mgeni njoo mwenyeji apone.
Naam.
And it's a very good privilege to us as a country to host the two. Not only the two, but you know, it's one way to expound and expand our relationship in international leadership. Now, our relationship with that country has been good, and now it's going to be even more better. You know, this is what Paul Kagame is doing in Rwanda.
No.
He has just taken the football teams, especially I think Arsenal and others, and they have collaborated, and they have written and printed Visit Rwanda. So it's one way to attract their business men and investors to come into our country. It's another way to attract good leadership and governance. It's a good way to bring, you know, positivity attracts positivity.
Facts.
Now, when you find that a country like Kenya, we are more even moving close and close past the third world line. You know, we are regarded as the first, the third developing country.
No.
And now we are having a good relationship with the first developed country.
No.
So these are things that are improving our relationship with the Britain, with the white people, with the Americans. So I can say when Joe Biden came, we saw the benefits. We saw the time Barack Obama came bringing a visit to Kenya. So these are things that come with benefits.
No.
They're coming with goodies. When you're a good visitor, You don't visit a friend with an empty hand. You will not be invited again.
No.
But you must come with something. It's not a must, but it's good for you to appreciate your visit. And then they will appreciate you going back.
No.
So I think as a country, I know we are ready to receive them. First, we don't have demonstrations at the moment. We are having a good, peaceful political stability at the moment. We don't have a threat, except the few bandits in Sound and wherever.
Yeah.
Something can be sorted with in a minute. And maybe the Haiti, but I'm happy the lawyers came in and warned the government on sending the police to Haiti. So in brief, I can say it's a good visit. A good home is always expecting visitors. And when you find that we are having visitors, we're having presidents all over the country coming to Kenya. We recently had a function in KICC about Africans. We are having another one. The king is coming and the queen. So we're even feeling better. And even the president is finding easy time to administer his governance to Kenyans.
And most definitely we're looking forward to what is going to come out of this state visit, because as we know, Britain is one of Kenya's leading or biggest trading partners. So probably we might see something different in terms of our economy, or jinsi Emmanuel anasema mgeni haizi kuja akiwa mkono mtupu, kwa sababu kuja mkono mtupu next time they're going to be invited. But I think there'll never be a point when we stop inviting big people, big investors into our country, because we're looking forward towards growth. Now, speaking of investment, speaking of growth, speaking of building the nation, we had the deputy president, that is Rigathi Gachagua, in Narok earlier on. And of course, aside from the funding that was issued there, you know, anywhere we go, politics has to be spoken, of course. Now, Rigathi Gachagua, while there, talked about the importance of uniting as UDA members, or as UDA members, in order to push the agenda of the party as well as the coalition towards building a greater Kenya. And of course, we know wanasema wakati wa siasa ulisha, and even the deputy president mwenyewe alisema the same thing, wakati wa siasa ulisha. But this was followed by him again stating that he is very devoted towards garnering as well as gathering votes for William Ruto come 2027, of course, from the stronghold. Now, of course, in his statement, Pia, there is a way he phrases it, but he talks about trying to, or those who are in government as well, benefiting first, or lazima watangalia mahitaji au matakwa ya wale wako kwa serikali kwanza before they go to those who are outside. Now, I want us to listen to Rigathi Gachagua, his speech, and then we'll be right back as we also discuss, or as we take a look at the possible handshake between Rigathi Gachagua and Uhuru Kenyatta, the former president of Kenya.
Wa hapa Gabriel Tongoyo, ambaye ndio chairman wetu wa kamati ya usalama na utawala, waheshimiwa wabunge, maofisa wa vitengo mbalimbali katika serikali yetu tukufu, walimu, wanafunzi, watu wa hapa Kishemaruk, Endaso Wabogi, Messi Yesu, asanteni sana. Mimi nimeshukuru sana kufika hapa katika hii hafla ya maana sana hapa Masaini. Mambo ya masomo ni ya maana sana katika jamii ya Maa, kwa sababu hapo mbeleni tumewachwa nyuma. Tumekuwa na zile utamaduni zetu ambaye zimeumiza sisi kiasi, hasa mtoto wa kike, the girl child. Na mimi nimefurahi sana kufika hapa kwa mwaliko wa rafiki yangu na ndugu wangu mdogo Gabriel Tongoyo, ambaye rais na mimi tunafanya na yeye kazi kwa karibu sana, akiwa chairman wetu wa kamati ya usalama na utawala katika serikali yetu tukufu, na aliponiambia nifike hapa akanieleza, nikatamani sana kufika hapa. Mheshimiwa Tongoyo, nataka nikuambie pongezi ndugu yangu. Congratulations. Umeipata sawa sawa. Wewe umekanyanga laini pahali natakikana. Hii mpango wa masomo wa hii shule ya upili na hii ya primary school umeweka zaidi ya milioni 30 hapa. Ni kazi ambayo inaonekana, ambaye tumefungua. Tunakuambia asante. Sana sana hii program umeleta ya SEPU ya mobile laboratory, 38 of them, ni jambo la kufurahisha sana, kwa sababu bei gharama ya kujenga laboratory iko juu sana, na kwa hivyo inaweza chukua muda mrefu ndio kila shule ipate laboratory. Lakini wewe kwa ujasiri wako na uongozi bora umefanya mpangilio wa maana. Hata mimi nikiwa mbunge pale Madera sikufika hapo. Mimi mwenyewe nimevutiwa sana. Hata wale wabunge nimekuja na hao wamesoma, na wakirudi kwao wamesema wataiga hiyo mfano wako. Kwa hivyo Mheshimiwa Tongoyo, kwa uongozi wako kwa masomo, nataka nikutolee kofia na nikupongeze, na nikuambie hao watu ya Narok West walipopigia wewe kura kwa mara ya pili hawakufanya makosa, walipiga kura pahali natakikana. Kwa hivyo hata nyinyi watu ya Narok West, kwa kumrudisha huyu ndugu yangu, rafiki yangu Gabriel Tongoyo, nataka pia niseme asante. Kwa sababu huyu Tongoyo mmemlete pale bunge mara ya pili. Rais wetu William Ruto na mimi tumemulika wale watu tunaweza tegemea pale katika bunge la kitaifa, na tumepiga darubini na tumeangalia, tukaona usalama wa Kenya, utawala ambaye ndio serikali kamili, yule kiongozi ambaye tunaweza muamini na kumtegemea atuongozee mambo ya usalama na utawala katika bunge la kitaifa, ni huyu Gabriel Tongoyo, mtoto wenu. Na kwa hivyo nimefika hapa kuungana na yeye na kumwambia amefanya vizuri. Na mimi ningetaka nichukue nafasi hii kuuliza viongozi wote waige huu mfano wa Gabriel Tongoyo. Tuweke rasilimali, tuweke pesa kwa mambo ya masomo. Hasa ningetaka kuomba nyinyi jamii ya Maa, hawa wasichana wetu, tafadhali tuwapatie nafasi wasome, ndio watakuja kujitegemea huko mbele. Yale utamaduni tulikuwa nayo pale mbele ya kufanya waolewe wakiwa wasichana wadogo bila kupata nafasi ya kusoma, ningeomba jamii ya Maa, hiyo utamaduni umepitwa na wakati. Tukubali zote, tujenge mashule, tusomeshe hao wasichana wakuje kujitegemea hapo mbele, wasaidie wazazi wao, wakuje kusaidia jamii ya Maa, na wakuje kusaidia taifa la Jamhuri la Kenya. Na nyinyi mko na mfano nzuri sana jamii ya Maa. Mtoto wenu msichana mdogo Soipan Tuya alisoma hapa Masaini, akasoma primary school, wazazi wake wakamsomesha, akatia bidii, akapita, akaenda secondary school, akaweka bidii, wazazi wakaweka pesa wakamsomesha, akaenda katika chuo kikuu university, akahitimu kama wakili, akakuja hapa akachaguliwa mara 2, na rais akaangalia ujasiri wake na uongozi wake, akamteua kama waziri wake wa kwanza wa kike kutoka jamii la Maa. Na huyu Soipan Tuya ni mfano mzuri kwa wasichana wetu hapa kwa Maa. Mwezi uliopita ametutia sisi heshima kama Jamhuri la Kenya. Huyu msichana wenu ambaye alisoma hapa amekuja kuwa waziri, ameandaa kongamano la Kiafrika likafana sana. Rais wetu na sisi wote tukaheshimika katika dunia nzima kwa sababu ya kazi yake. Kwa hivyo ningetaka kuuliza nyinyi muweke bidii kwa mambo ya masomo, na hasa huyu mtoto wa kike tumwangalie. Na county commissioner na machifu wako mkuwe waangalifu, muhakikishe ya kwamba wasichana wetu wote wameenda shule kusoma, na mkuwe waangalifu, kwa sababu hiyo ndio kujenga jamii na ndio kujenga taifa. Na kwa hivyo vile tumekuja sasa Tongoyo, sisi ni kuja kukusaidia, kwa sababu na wewe umeweka bidii. Kwa hivyo serikali kuu, kwa sababu ya ile bidii umeweka, tutakusaidia na laboratory na shilingi milioni 10. Na kwa hivyo leo nimekuja na shilingi milioni 5, muanze kutumia, ikikaribia kuisha nilete ingine 5. Mungetaka nirudi hapa tena? Alafu hiyo tufanye. Number 2, kwa sababu ni muhimu. Hii shule yetu ya Kishemorok Boys Secondary School na hii primary, serikali yetu kwa gharama ya shilingi zaidi ya milioni 10 tutachimba borehole ya hizi shule mbili, na hiyo borehole pia itumike kupatia majirani wote maji katika sehemu hii. Kwa sababu sisi tumefika hapa, na tukifika hapa lazima tulete maendeleo. Na sisi tuko hapa katika ziara maendeleo. Siasa imekwisha, si ndio?